Except there's the whole Boogie situation. Actually, let me see what TomDark has to say with Turkey Tom. I already watched what Smokey had to say. I already watched like his video.
Definitely gonna need one of these to get through this one.
Essence.
Boogie 2 events. So basically the way that this went down is that I went on Destiny's stream the other day to get him to talk.
Oh, he was on the stream? I did not know Turkey Tom was on it.
The fatty token scam.
I did not know he was on it.
And during that stream, Destiny said he would not be surprised if Boogie was actually faking his cancer diagnosis. He was very dubious of that diagnosis. So Destiny found this a bit fishy. So he and the DGGers, the DGG community, decided to start looking through the archives to find every time Boogie has mentioned having cancer.
I hope you get better. I hope you get better with your sickness. And
yeah, it's cancer, man. People don't generally get better.
why would you say that if you had cancer? It's cancer. You don't get better from it. That's so absolutely not true. Depends on the type of cancer. Depends on the condition of the patient. Depends on the healthcare available to you. Depends on no, hold on. Third one is stupid. Depends on the type of cancer. Depends on the status of the patient. And
This is Destiny,
on
right?
how far the cancer has progressed.
There's this old tweet where Boogie revealed his diagnosis from November of 2022, where he said, "Hey, so I debated not sharing this, but I got my official diagnosis today, so why not? I do, in fact, have a type of blood cancer called polycythemia vera. It's extremely slow moving, and many people live with it for decades. No big deal. I guess if you're going to get cancer, this is the one to get. It might lead to stroke or heart attack, but that's easily managed. It could eventually lead to leukemia, but we can stay on top of that and make sure it doesn't. So at the end of the day, I don't think you should be that worried." According to mayoclinic.org, polycythemia vera is a type of blood cancer. It causes your bone marrow to make too many blood cells, which thickens the blood, obviously, which slows its flow, which can cause blood clots and can eventually be life-threatening if it's untreated. But Boogie said he was treating it. He's going to be okay. It's not that bad. Simultaneously, he said the reason why he did this pump and dump was to pay off medical debt related to the issue. He mentions cancer twice in his CoffeeZilla interview, and it's definitely for sympathy.
Pretty dire need.
Does he hate CoffeeZilla though?
I have a lot of medical
I heard
bills,
Boogie
and
hates
I'm
CoffeeZilla.
cancer, and I very much like not.
Weird that on one hand he's saying that, you know, it's not that big of a deal, and then in this CoffeeZilla interview he's like, "It's a huge deal. I'm so scared, right? I'm fighting for my life." And Boogie's also a
He is fighting for his
pathological
life,
liar,
though.
so it makes sense to question him a little bit. But without medical records, most people assumed you couldn't even really question whether or not Boogie had this rare disease. Because how much of a scumbag would you have to be to lie about having cancer?
I mean, Boogie would do anything for money, bro.
Right? And on top of that, it
Boogie's capable of
anyone
anything.
lying about cancer, if they actually have it, makes you look insane and evil.
Okay, so if
I mean, he's fake his death, and like he said he faked like being suicide just so his wife could stay with him. That's what I heard.
He pointed out the fact that Boogie never provided any real documentation proving that he had cancer at all, which is true. He's never provided any proof. Boogie basically just showed a Google result for polycythemia vera, which is what he claims to have. And this got Destiny thinking. Could Boogie be full of crap? Is it possible the pathological liar also lied about this? But no way. No way. He wouldn't lie about something like this, right? It's just impossible. No way.
He would do anything for
way.
money, bro. He
Hey,
would
chat,
do
if you're
anything
watching
for
right
money.
now, there's no way. Hashtag not my Boogie, okay? But he posed the idea
Not my
that
Boogie.
Boogie should probably be providing some proof of his diagnosis if he's going to do a pump and dump and use the money to pay for medical bills, right? If you're using any kind of money that's directly raised by your fans, whether you're selling a product or whatever, and you're saying you're going to pay for this specific thing, and it's especially something serious like cancer, which can be life-threatening, then you should probably provide some kind of receipt for it, right? That makes perfect sense. It's Boogie. Come on. Like, I mean, he may lie about this, he may lie about that, he may lie about everything, but lying about cancer is like a step too far even for him. Right?
Nah. Let's go.
But I hope it gives you an idea of why I've been so worried about my money, why I've been so worried about my career, why I've been so worried about my future, why I've done some of the things I've done and said some of the things I've said.
Sorry, guys. I was
Maybe
just
I should've
checking,
led
switching
with
tabs.
this before I asked people to watch my videos or become channel members or whatever. I don't know. This felt very private at the time. But it doesn't feel private anymore, so I'm sharing it.
Well, even when Boogie had initially announced that he had cancer, there were a lot of people calling BS on it for a variety of reasons. I mean, the comment section is a total war zone on that video. Like, imagine being so hated that when you announce you have cancer, everybody's like, "You still suck." Like, that is
Oh
that is a
shit,
crazy
did that shit
position to
happen?
be in. But even at that,
Fuck.
not any reason to that during the crypto drama, when Penguin Zero suggested that Boogie should start a fundraiser for money he claims he desperately needs, instead of just accepting that proposition and being like, "I'll do it," and then like he could easily raise money.
He's like,
towards
"I
that
can't, I
from
can't,
at
I
least some
can't."
people,
He
right?
has that
could get,
mentality.
Like, a couple $100s. That's
Like,
better
he
than nothing.
can't do
Instead
anything.
of just doing that, he asked his audience if he should open a fundraiser. Like, why would this even be a question in his mind if, in his words, he's fighting for his life? Doesn't he need this money desperately? Shouldn't he be doing everything he can? Shouldn't he be selling his possessions, like all of his toys and crap in his house, to pay for this?
Sounds like he's getting a sleep study to see if he's having a lot of sleep apnea, which is causing a reduction of oxygen in the blood, which is leading to the increased production of red blood cells, not a cancer that's causing the increase of red blood cells. Does that make sense? So it's not a cancer that he has. It's just the fact that, I'm going to super guess here. I don't know this, but I'm probably right. My guess is going to be that when your body is not detecting enough oxygen in the blood or something, it's producing more red blood cells, because maybe that's a way that you would fight this. Maybe it thinks that you're not being oxygenated for some reason, so if it makes more red blood cells or something, it's like a way to combat that, because maybe that's like a thing that happens. That's like a guess, I guess. But your body, my guess is something in your body has a signal that when the oxygen level in your blood is dropping, it produces more red blood cells. And sleep apnea is something that it is inhibiting your oxygenation of your blood, not your tissue, but your blood at night. Because I think
Give me 1 second, guys.
Is hypoxia, and blood is hypoxemia, I think, is what it said in one of these. I forgot.
Pretend about. Cancer's not something to joke about.
All right.
Cancer's not something, pretending that I'm lying about cancer for clout and views.
He is absolutely.
Did he delete his
lying.
Twitter?
You're a piece of shit.
Didn't he
Unless you
delete
post
his Twitter
something in here
though?
to prove it wrong.
Sorry, he deleted it
Fucked
though.
up thing to do. Get help.
Sorry, he
Secondly,
deleted his Twitter account,
if you
right?
see a YouTuber saying that I'm faking this shit, link it to me.
He is faking
I
it.
normally free speech
Faking it.
advocacy the whole
Faking
He
it.
deleted it.
Yep. Sue me. Sue me.
It's time I finally put my
Sue
fucking
me.
foot down if I have to.
Hold on.
So I will.
Yeah, he deleted it.
Okay.
He took down his
And
Twitter
thirdly,
when
if
this
you
whole
see
thing
the
came
shit in the
out.
Sections, if you see videos about it, shout these motherfuckers down. Let them know. Let them know reality. I get that it's fun to pretend.
Yeah, he took his shit
I
down
get that it's fun
when he came back.
to dunk on me and
When
try
this
to
when
ruin
the
my
shit
life.
came
I
out, he
get it.
took down his Twitter.
Fuck you if you're
in the last decade is literally to film a Twitter video. Well, anyway, this accusation that Destiny makes starts blowing up. People already hate Boogie, obviously, and I think for some very valid reasons, especially as of late. He just had what is
The
probably
crypto
his biggest
scam.
controversy yet from like a numbers perspective.
Bro cannot
because
catch a
people hating
break.
him,
First was a documentary,
at one time, right?
and it's
Boogie
like
hate
what
is
was going
peaking right
downhill
now,
from
it's going to
there.
the moon, the stock's going to the
It wasn't
moon,
the documentary
and now
either.
he's being
Like, it was a
accused of
boxing
lying
match,
about his
too.
Cancer diagnosis. I mean, this is groundbreaking.
Bro
No fat
cannot
pun
catch a
intended.
break.
So in the middle of the lolcow live
And he's such an
podcast,
e-backer
starring
too,
Boogie,
right?
Redemption, Tommy C, and
Not secondary polycythemia, which is Nicholas Diorio's explanation for this bullshit.
So I think it is secondary polycythemia. Can you
Well,
explain?
then why would he call it? Why would he call it polycythemia vera? Why would he tell me that I have hormone markers in my blood that tells me I have polycythemia vera? Why does he order a bone?
The more you watch
marrow,
this, hold up. So I've seen like this interview like so many times now. Like I listened to it yesterday when I was driving to work. I listened to it last night when I was about to sleep. I listened to it this morning when I was like getting ready for the stream. Like the more you watch this, at least this clip by itself, the more you realize that Boogie could actually be lying. And it's just the way he's acting too. Like he's already in a defensive mood. So I did not catch this the first time I watched it. But the more you see this, the more you get to see like Boogie is in more of a defensive mood. And that's just something like I like to point out.
biopsy blood. The hormone markers are in my blood.
Correct.
Destiny.
But you said that you'd received a diagnosis, but now you just told me that you got a bone marrow biopsy to
It's
confirm.
a diagnosis, and now we're confirming.
Sure.
It's called a confirmation.
Yeah, the more you watch this, the more you feel, the
Yeah.
more you realize that Boogie's
So I think
like
what
actually
happened is Boogie basically
really
had a
defensive for no
Biopsy,
reason.
Because I'm wanting to do that because I'm praying to God I don't fucking have cancer.
Then again, like I know like his blood pressure's up. Like you can say that he's lying, right? But then again, like when this stuff happens, like I never have told someone like I'm in like I was ill. Like I never been to that situation where like I'm actually like really ill, and then I tell people that, and then people say that I'm bullshitting, and then they say I'm in the wrong. Like I haven't been in that situation yet, but still, I'll try to keep my cool. I know I'll be offended if people thought I was lying when I actually am sick, but I would never be like this where like I would be so defensive, so aggravated. I would try my best to calmly explain it, but yeah, I don't know.
if he's so right, he should be indignant about the truth. He shouldn't be almost nervous and like accepting like, well, this is the narrative they're gonna go with.
Yeah. Why are
Yeah.
you praying to God 2 years after you said that you have cancer that you don't have cancer?
Because 2 years ago, they told me I have polycythemia vera based on the fact that I had increased red blood cell counts increased hemoglobin, and the hormone markers in my blood. And it all spelled pretty definitively that I have this. And so he wanted to get a bone marrow biopsy, but it is intrusive and expensive, so they decided to forego it. I would like to still get it done because I am hopeful, I am praying that there's a merciful God of the world that would be willing to let this be wrong.
That nothing has been confirmed yet.
They're
It's been 2
treating
years.
it, dipsh.
They're not. How are they
They've been treating it for 2 years.
How are they treating it, Boogie?
Blood test, blood thinners, bloodletting, medications. They're trying to get my weight
Correct.
down. I'm
Yes.
seeing the doctor every 3 months. I'm doing blood tests every month. We're doing it.
Yep.
So they don't.
So
All right.
Boogie has a condition
Go
called
right ahead.
polycythemia, which means there's an elevation in his.
Polycythemia vera.
No.
Polycythemia vera.
You fat fuck, I wanna hear-
vera.
Bro's like, polycythemia vera, like not polycythemia, polycythemia vera. Make sure you get the vera right, because that means cancer. Like Boogie, bro, it's not. Obviously, it's not that deep, but like it kind of is. But bro, like, just give up at this point. Like, just say that you were lying. Just say you misunderstood something. Just say that you twisted the narrative. Because even though like you are suffering from a health condition, you had to make it worse than it seemed. Just be honest. Like, I don't understand, bro. I literally do not understand. So, how's he be? The thing is, like, it's not confirmed that he has this, right? They haven't confirmed fully. So why are they treating? Why would the doctors treat something that's not been confirmed? Wouldn't they try to do some tests and confirm it first? And even though like Boogie said they are like they're like doing tests like every 3 months or so, like you shouldn't be out there saying like it's confirmed, like I have this. Like if you say it's confirmed I have it, then they would be treating you. If they're just doing tests, they're just like trying to see if you do have it or not, so you don't actually have it.
Ahead. I was in the fucking room. My girlfriend was in the fucking room.
You are filibustering.
Bro's so on edge.
Okay, yeah, I will go. Affirming there's actually cancer there?
Because it was in my blood markers, and that's pretty goddamn definitive. You can Google that, Destiny. When you have the hormones, when you have
What
the
is
hormone in the
going
blood
on,
that is produced
bro?
by this cancer, it's pretty goddamn definitive. It doesn't show up for just the sakes of it.
Can I say something real quick?
Yes.
Look, you won't keep saying you're the patient. You know what your body has.
Yes.
So they go back and forth like this for a bit. It's a pretty heated conversation.
Bro.
Boogie's very flustered, and it all comes down to one simple fact: Boogie can easily prove that he has cancer.
Oh, yeah,
if he
here's the
shows
big
his
part.
medical documents, and that's all it's going to take.
And he chooses not to
It's
show
so
them.
easy. He can show his little medical app that says you have cancer. Boogie Steven even offers him $5,000 if he proves his diagnosis, and he refuses out of some sense of principle. He claims he's like, it's disgusting to even imply that. Why would I even give that to you? That's insane.
You're being heinous right now.
But he'd rather scam his fans from 10K
Because
on a crypto scam.
Show me a single document with
You rather fake
polycythemia
suicide,
vera
fake
on it.
things of press just to get money and gain sympathy.
In my blood that it tested positively for polycythemia vera.
Vera.
He wouldn't have.
One of your medical papers, dude.
Yeah,
I'm never showing any of these motherfuckers my medical papers. Go f yourself. I said that 2 years ago, and I'm staying by it now. Destiny, Jackson, Clarke, Keemstar, you can see it when I fucking die.
And I was literally losing my mind watching Boogie do mental gymnastics to explain away why he won't show his medical documents. Firstly, he says it's possible that his doctor lied to him for clout. I don't even...
What?
His doctor doesn't have a YouTube channel. We don't know who his doctor is. So that doesn't even make sense. What clout does he have to gain from this? Is his doctor posting on Kiwi Farms or something? Like, is there something I'm missing here? Somehow the doctor, in his mind, could have possibly told Boogie that he had cancer, but he was lying for...
What is going on? What is going
I don't
on?
even know.
Is it possible that next time you see your doctor, you just come out and say, do I have cancer? And he says, well, no. It could turn into cancer. Is that possible?
I guess that's possible.
So he doesn't have
I
cancer.
have a really strong case for malpractice, but I guess that's possible.
You're saying that's possible. A person that knows they have cancer would be like, no, that is not possible at all. I have cancer.
I do have cancer, and no, it is very unlikely, but I guess it's possible my doctor could be a fucking quack. I guess it's possible he's been lying to me for clout.
Do we really even know who his
Mudavar calls
doctor
in, and
is?
back in the day, a lot of people accused Jim Medicare of faking his cancer diagnosis. And he decided, instead of letting anyone speculate, he would just prove it by showing his own medical documents. Obviously, he censored some sensitive information, like the name of the doctor or the hospital or stuff like that, but it's clear from these documents that he does actually have the diseases, the ailments, the cancer that he claims to have, which puts him in a very unique position to call Boogie out on this and be like, hey, just provide proof. So he hops on the
Yeah, provide proof like he did.
Just show us the documents, man. He says it very candidly. He says it very nicely. He doesn't frame it in like an aggressive tone. He's like, hey, man, this is how you can show it. Why don't you just show it to the audience? It's very
Yeah,
easy.
get the shit over
Here's the
with.
thing, because I did a stream, screen cap that and just show it. I mean, that's what I did, and then that would be the end of it.
Absolutely. And I made the decision 2 years ago that I would not do that, and I would rather leave the internet than to give the last shred of fucking privacy I have left.
So, what I don't get here is that, like, everyone knows where Boogie's lives. Like, remember, he got to that incident where, like, a fan showed up to his house and Boogie, like, shot a gun to the air and he got, like, arrested for that. People know him and his personal life because of the documentary. Like, what privacy do you have left? Like, your treatment? Your medical statements? Like, just make sure it says your name and that you have cancer. Like, bro, we saw how like this guy, like, when he was getting accused for faking cancer, he really posted medical documents but censored out like all like the actual places to get doxxed, like his doctor's name, the hospital. Like, Boogie, are you just that lazy to do that too? Or is it a lie? Or were you just like over exaggerating?
And Boogie says he won't do it because of
Privacy.
privacy?
Exactly.
But I don't understand why not.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Because he doesn't have
I got about
He doesn't have cancer.
Yeah,
Tommy
that's gonna
C
be the
brings it
name I'll
out.
go with. So that's the
Well,
one.
no, I mean, I'm with.
Bro, why would you just accept defeat? If you really had cancer, you'd be like, yeah, I wouldn't be like, yeah, they'll like, that's narrative they'll go with. They'll be like, yeah, I do. They're gonna be like, I fake cancer. It's whatever. Like, no, I'm not. Like, I'm pretty chill. Like, I'm a pretty chill guy. I let like a lot of stuff slide, but not something this severe. I'd be like, yeah, guys, here's the medical statements. Yeah, I have cancer. Like, that's all I'm doing.
He won't do it because of privacy. The guy who pimps out his own 20-year-old girlfriend in her underwear to run a crypto scam. The guy who filmed him and her naked in a bathtub for a documentary. The guy whose address is on the internet already. The guy who spends all day talking about his personal problems, okay? This is the last bastion of privacy. He already said he has cancer. Why not just prove it? It would shut everyone up. Medicare and Keemstar and everyone would be eating crow. They'd have egg on their face. I would look definitely dumb because I was like, you know, Boogie, it's very possible you're lying right now. Why don't you just show it? Just show it. And he wouldn't show it for some reason. He refused.
Damn.
Everyone would have to bow to the great Boogie2988, the one honest YouTuber in the entire ecosystem, apparently, okay? And he refused to do it for some reason that only God knows. So the explanation that
Yeah,
most
it
people
seems to
went
be a
to,
narrative.
which I think is a fair conclusion to draw, is that Boogie probably faked having cancer. Keemstar believes this because Boogie thought he had cancer, realized that he actually didn't at some point in the past, and then he didn't want to come out with it because he knew it would look bad for him. Mudahar believes that he outright lied from the beginning for sympathy. It honestly could be either. But the bottom line,
I feel like
is that his
Keemstar is just
explanations
more.
for not wanting to prove that
I
he
feel like
has it
Keemstar is a little bit
literally
more
no
on
sense.
direct. Like, I feel like the main thing is like Boogie. He went to the doctors. His doctors may have said something. Boogie overreacted, made it such a big deal, and then when his doctors say like, no, it's not this big of a deal. It's something more minor. Boogie now has to like be in shame and embarrassed that now he can't prove it. And I feel like if he does prove it, he probably does have some medical illness. Like, he probably does have some like medical condition that's wrong with him, but it's not severe as cancer. Like, it may have been something that sounded like cancer, but it's not actually cancer. So that's I think what narrative should be right now. That's what my firm belief is that like he didn't fake it from the start like with the hard things he did. I just think that maybe Boogie may have misinterpreted his diagnosis and made such a big deal, and now since like it's not as big as what he made it seem, he's embarrassed to like come out with the truth.
really any sense at all. And why is he refusing? In my
Who
opinion,
knows?
it's probably because he lied, whether
He doesn't want-
knowingly or unknowingly.
he doesn't want to take
I
the
think he's
shame.
full of he also like deleted his Twitter account.
Oh,
on
yes, he
stream
did.
for some reason, maybe to hide his track record of talking about the diagnosis. Not that that would work anyway, because people archive everything he does, and they're
Yeah.
gonna find it. Like, come on, Steven. It's hard to say why he did this. Maybe it was for sympathy, so it would look like he's a victim or something.
Victim
Or
of
it would
what?
be, I feel so bad for you for making your life. I feel bad for you. Okay, like it's my fault. It's not your fault. It's my fault. It's June the King's fault. It's Moistcritical's fault that your life sucks. It's no one else's.
Jackson
okay?
Clarke's
Obviously.
fault.
At the end of the day, there is like a 1% possibility that Steven Jason Williams, Boogie2988, does actually have some form of cancer. I mean, just look at him. He probably should have it, but his refusal
Whoa,
to prove it,
don't go
when it
that
should be
far.
so easy to do so, makes me think that he probably lied. And if he didn't, he does the worst impression of an innocent person that I have ever seen in my entire life. And it's hard to blame literally anyone for thinking that he did lie. So, yeah, Boogie is still a fat liar, I guess, is the main conclusion here. What else has changed? I think this is just on another level, and obviously people are going to be outraged because of the subject material, and they should be. If you like this video, be sure to check out the 3-hour...
So I don't know where I'm believing this state. Well, I believe, because like he refused to show it, right? I just believe that like he made a mistake, that he said that his doctor said that he had a condition. Boogie over exaggerated it, made it seem more bigger than it needs to be, and then when his doctor told him that like it's not that big, it's something smaller, Boogie's just now too ashamed to say it. That's what I think. But he could just been lying from the start, and he just wanted to gain sympathy. But who knows? Anything's possible with Boogie.